It is spring football. The UFL season is right around the corner, starting on Friday from the time of the recording. And there's some new faces and some new places and some new teams, but let's go and start here. Some new faces, some very recognizable names joining this now. Let's start with John Ross, the all-Madden player from 2017 to 2023. Fastest 40-yard dash time until just recently joining Kelsey's Birmingham Stallions. Laviska Shenault, I remember him getting drafted. He's supposed to be the super wildcat weapon for the Jaguars, and well, that didn't work out. But you get him in open space, he's still pretty good. Matt Corral, head coach AJ McCarron for the Stallions. Ted Ginn Jr., the Columbus Aviators' new head coach. NFL veteran and Ohio State legend as well. Opening kickoff of the national championship game, return for a touchdown. The Dallas Renegades, Cowboys legend Taco Charlton, receiver Denzel Mims. Those who remember, they remember. Now, that was supposed to be the guy in that 2020 draft in that second round. DJ's DC defenders, Kiki Kuti and Spencer Saunders. Big 12 offensive player of the year from Oklahoma State. The last time Oklahoma State was actually really good at football. Kevin Sumlin, head coach of the Gamblers. The Louisville Kings, Benny Snell Jr. and Ian Wheeler. We're pulling some names out for you guys. You're like, this is the name that player. Like pull one out of the hat. Dorian Thompson Robinson, what could have been, and KJ Hamler, speedster out of Penn State, drafted by the Broncos, heading toward the Orlando Storm. And rounding out this graphic that I found, St. Louis Battlehawks with safety, former corner turned safety out of Iowa, Michael Ojimita as well. What you might notice too is we got some new team names on here. As the UFL decided to shake things up, like you see the Orlando Storm, the Louisville Kings, Dallas Renegades, Columbus Aviators. We got some new surprises here with the UFL. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a very, very good season. And before I let you jump in, Kelsey, here are some of the odds we're looking at. Both of our teams leading the way as far as UFL championship odds. DC Defenders and the Stallions at plus 350, Renegades at 5, Storm at 6, Battlehawks also at 6, Aviators at 8, Kings at 13, and the Gamblers, well, that 16 is not looking so good right now. But sometimes you got to take a gamble on it. But Kelsey, how are we feeling about the UFL season? Who's standing out? What are some of those things you're looking forward to?
Yeah, first of all, let's talk about the jerseys for a second because new sponsor for the jerseys. So New Era is taking over. So the Stallions actually have a gold jersey this year, which is actually really sick. But yeah, everybody got a new jersey as well. So they did a lot of good work with the new jerseys. I do like them. Unfortunately, if you're a UFL fan and you bought something in the offseason when they were in this transition, you might have gotten some weird stuff. There were people that bought Louisville Kings stuff that got Orlando Storm stuff, people that bought Gamblers or Showboat stuff before the Showboat stuff went away, and they got a completely different team. The Stallions fans and DC Defenders fans did get their own stuff, so go figure. But yeah, no surprise that the top two teams here, as far as odds, are the reigning champion DC Defenders and the two-time champion Birmingham Stallions. That just makes sense. It fits. As much as I don't like that AJ McCarron is the new head coach, not anything against AJ. Honestly, me and AJ, whatever. But he's a Bama guy. That's the only thing I hate. But honestly, that team is continuously being stacked. Justin Ross also not on that graphic, but joining that receiving core. We all remember Justin Ross out of Clemson. So 2 Rosses and a Laviska Shenault to go with that team. Pretty tough. Bring back their running back, who's also a Bama guy. So yeah, go figure. But AJ McCarron leading the way. It's going to be very interesting to see AJ McCarron as a coach. I still remember him lining up under center in a pink-looking Alabama uniform during one Iron Bowl because Nike gave him the wrong jersey kit. So go figure. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Honestly, I'm excited to see new faces, new places. The return to Ohio for the UFL, despite the fact that the teams that they got rid of, some of them had some great fan bases. The one thing I'll say is Columbus has deserved, and this the area has deserved a UFL team because they have supported the UFL, the USFL at all times. So they were playing the championship here in Canton. I mean, those stadium seats were pretty well filled. Our good buddy Zach, him and the ref were doing their own show there. They did their spring kickoff and summer, or in the championship game kickoff there. I went down 2 years to go check it out. It was really cool. But yeah, so now we get a team in Columbus, which is one of the fastest growing cities in America. So pretty good place to go. They got a nice stadium to play in. So that works out for them. Louisville, I think Louisville's a very interesting one, but they kind of I think they didn't want to put a team in Pittsburgh again and have that happen. So they wanted to go somewhere in that same region to be close to Columbus. And that was their next choice. So I'm interested to see that, how that works out for Louisville. I do like the Orlando Storm return. I've always liked the Orlando Storm team back in the day. And then the fact they brought them back is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes. And I really do hope this continues to succeed and continues to grow. Hopefully we don't have as many conversations around player benefits and strikes and everything this year. Hopefully get that figured out in time. Obviously the season kicks off and we haven't had a problem with it, so we're good. But at least we won't have scab refs at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm excited for the UFL. And personally, I mean, obviously, I don't think I'm going to surprise anybody when I say this, but I'm rolling Stallions all day. So yeah.
Well, I'll also throw in there is the change in rules. If you haven't seen it, we did talk about this a few weeks ago and it's announced. You can check the video on our YouTube, but we'll go and recap some of the things. Any field goal longer than 60 yards will be worth 4 points, 1 foot in bounds. Red zone penalties, half the distance of the goal inside the red zone. Elimination of the tush push, so there will be no grab butt in there as well. It would only be conventional steaks. No punting inside the 50-yard line. And if the ball is on the 50-yard line, then a team may pump the ball. So just a handful of other rule changes, which I think are really going to spice it up as well. And I think it's going to – I'm going to biasly also pick my DC defenders. I think they can go back-to-back with the way they play defense and some of these changes to help offense. I think that will help them out a lot. So in the same vein as you, we will roll with DJ's DC defenders. And I like some of those moves we mentioned that they made as well. But I'm very curious to see if maybe some of the new teams, like the new locations, shake things up as well. Like you see some of those teams that were at the bottom of them. Maybe the change of scenery spices things up, different type of home field advantage, different things. I'm very curious to see how the change will go. And if it works out well, maybe we see the expansion. Maybe we see Seattle or something like that moving forward. But I'm really excited. I'm going to take DC. The sleeper pick, I do think the Orlando Storm could be a little sneaky. Not great, but sneaky.
Hey, don't count out those Battlehawks either. As much as I hate to admit it, they are still the Battlehawks. One thing about the kickers, by the way, and this is the coolest thing I think I heard of in the offseason, the UFL kickers all had a competition in front of the head of the UFL, and DC, by the way, their kicker won it. But it was just to test out the 60-yard field goal rule. They were just doing a kickoff from that far away to see who hits every kick. And yeah, DC defenders Matt McCrane won it, which I just thought was like cool because we lost our fun our fun Pro Bowl kicker competition that used to be there with the David Akers of the world. So now that that's not there, I have to look for that somewhere else because, you know, kickers matter, ladies and gentlemen. If you did forget my mantra, kickers are people too. They matter. And now the UFL, you get to play that advantage now that you can't kick a punt from inside your own 50. Now you really have to play this game of field position and strategy, and now you have to have a kicker that can kick 60 yards. And hey, if you haven't learned by now, kickers from the UFL do pretty well in the NFL if they can kick 60-yarders.
I'd say arguably two of the best kickers in the game can add some UFL background to them. So I'm just saying, between Brandon Aubrey and Jake Bates, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, can't complain at all. And plus, you got kids coming out of college every day needing the opportunity, and I think the UFL is giving it to them. And this has been something the NFL has struggled with, is getting quality kickers into the NFL. And it's nothing wrong with some kickers or others. Just at the end of the day, we talked about this in college. They struggle with big colleges struggle with recruiting good kickers, and small colleges get the good kickers because they're offering them more money. And then you end up, these kids don't get drafted. They don't go to the league. They need an opportunity. Well, guess what? Here's your opportunity. You don't have to go back to playing soccer. You can come play football in the UFL, go kick a couple 4-pointers, and the NFL is going to be like, let's take a look at you, kid. And
now you're incentivized to be trying to get the cracking 60-yarders, getting the right angle trajectory, which is going to be huge. Because, like,
and you don't have to learn how to punt like if you went to the CFL. Exactly, that's not fun.
They have some options. Well, we're rolling with our teams to win the national champion or to win the championship. Not a surprise whatsoever, considering, well, they're the favorites and they're our favorite teams. Let us know down below who you all have as the future UFL champions. But it's now going to transition.